Here's a humerus. This is the end, and this, when I say the end, I mean the head. See the rounded part right here that actually goes into the scapula to make the shoulder joint? First thing you want to notice, there is a line that goes right across the bottom of the head. You can see it right there. It goes this way. That's called the anatomical neck. This little area right below the head is called the surgical neck, because if you break your arm, you're more likely to break it right here if you break the humerus. It very often breaks in that point at the very top. If you go towards the middle portion of the bone, right in here, you have this raised up area that's called the deltoid tuberosity. And it's right below the head. It's actually where the deltoid muscle inserts so it can raise the arm up. Now, this is going to be hard to see. There is a groove right here at the top of on the end that's the head. That groove is not on your list. However, this big bump on the side goes all the way around this way, like that. And then you have on this side a smaller bump that goes like this. That groove separates the two of them. This is called the greater tubercle because it's bigger, and a tubercle is like a projection on a bone. And then you have the smaller one on that side that's called the lesser tubercle. And I see if I can rotate this where you can see. You can see that end's a lot bigger. It goes all the way around this way. And if I turn it that way like this, you can see that that one little small section is smaller. So that side, greater tubercle. This side is called the lesser tubercle. Now, if you go on the other end of the humerus, down here, you have a few structures. This part that sticks out here and almost looks like a pulley, and then you have a part on the end right there that's rounded. This is called the capitulum, this little rounded area. This part right here, so it looks like a pulley, is called the trochlea. This part that sticks on the inside is very prominent. That's called the medial epicondyle. That's always on the inside of the elbow. If you hit that, that's the funny bone part, except it's not funny. And then you have an end over here that sticks out, that one little point that's pretty small. That's called the lateral epicondyle. An epicondyle is just above an area where the bones come together, which are called the condyles. So that part right here is called the capitulum. This part is called the trochlea. And on this end, you actually have two depressions on the humerus. You have a small one in the front. If I turn this over, you have an even larger one there in the back. Okay. This one is called the coronoid fossa, because that's where the coronoid process of the ulna goes. If I turn it around this way, get a little closer, on the back, you see how big this is? That's called the olecranon fossa. See, it makes an O. So that's the O for olecranon. And if you want to tell right or left with a humerus, this depression always has to be in the back. And this part that's called the head, right here, always has to face on the inside. So if I'm holding the humerus like this, see, that's the head's pointing in. And you can tell that's the smaller fossa in the front. So this happens to be a right humerus. If you turn it the other way, see here the head's pointing in, but see that big depression's in the back. That's not correct. So this happens to be a right humerus.